Why success, money, and wealth, and all the cool stuff that we all really want in our lives does not lead to happiness. Hey everyone, this is Joe Simonds, Like Diamonds. This is episode, I believe, number 14 of the Joe Simonds Like Diamonds show. We are just plowing through these babies. If you're not familiar with the show, it's me giving one big aha moment, one big action item every single day, Monday through Thursday in 7 minutes or less. Speaking of that, let's get the clock going. So you heard the title, why success and fame and fortune and job promotions and all of these things that we see in society do not actually make you happy. In fact, it's the other way around. It's completely flip-flop, that if you become happy first, if you choose to be happy, which I talk a lot about here in this book, Fishing for Happiness, if you choose to be happy, then the other things start happening in your life. Now, I want to tell you a quick story and kind of throw myself underneath the bus. And this happened a couple times, that I'll admit, and I'm guessing many of you can probably nod your head and say, yes, that happened to me. I'll start with my watch here. It's a nice little tag watch. And for the longest time, I wanted a nice watch. I never had a nice watch before, and for actually the longest time, I didn't have a watch at all. And I started making more money, and I saw a lot of my friends and a lot of people I was hanging out with had nice watches, so I wanted a nice watch, and I thought that would make me a little bit happier. And so I obsessed about this watch, and I literally had dreams about this watch and how much happier I was going to be, and how much cooler I was going to be, and how much my status was going to change with people because of this watch. It sounds silly even saying this right now, but I'm guessing you've done that as well, whether it be a watch or a car, or if you're a female, maybe it's this new purse you've always wanted. And you literally dream about it, and you're envisioning how much better your life is going to be with this thing or whatever object it is in it. And I've done the same thing with cars. That was the other thing. I wanted this new Tahoe forever, and I finally got the Tahoe. I finally got the watch, and yes, I think there was a spike of happiness for a day. And with the car, maybe it was a little bit longer. I kept it in the garage and just perfect. And then all of a sudden you go through the first mud puddle and you kind of loses all of the glitz and the glamour. But the point is, because a lot of what society has taught us, and because of all of the commercials and all the advertisements that are aimed at us, consuming stuff and saying, oh, if you buy this, or if you're here at this place, or if you're eating this restaurant, or whatever it is, that you're going to be happier. And it's not true. And what I discovered, if you're not familiar with Fishing for Happiness, this was kind of my own journey of just really pursuing more fulfillment and finding more purpose and meaning in my life. And I read over 300 different personal development books. And one of the big themes, time and time again, was just what I'm talking about here. There was the opposite, that if you can choose to be happy, and yes, happiness is a choice, 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And if you can choose to be happy first, then all that other stuff starts coming into your life, like the job promotions, the success, etc. And so many of us, including me, have said that, oh, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I make this amount of money, or I'll be happy when I have that house, or this watch, or that car, or whatever it might be. And it's just the opposite. You have to start being happy before any of those things can really give you any type of fulfillment at all. And I am not against not having nice stuff. I think you should if you can afford it and you can pay cash for it. I would not finance anything like this that's just unnecessary. But until you can actually choose to be happy, and that really starts with the beginning of this book is all about defining your why, your meaning, what is it that gets you up every morning? What gets you excited? And as soon as you can find that, all this other stuff can actually play a role and can actually make you incrementally happier. But to ever put, a price tag on happiness by getting some type of object, whether it be a watch or a job promotion or a certain amount of money or this new dream home that you've always had, it's a recipe for disaster. And I'm sure you've seen it possibly in your own lives and the lives of friends, and it's destructive. When you start thinking like that this is going to make me happy, and as soon as I have this, or as soon as I have this job promotion, or as soon as I have this job title, then I'll be happier, it never, ever, ever works. So my big action item for you today is to just start flipping that on its head and saying, I choose to be happy today. And when you do that, like all those cool things start happening. And then when you do get that job promotion, it will be more fulfilling. And really when you define your why, and that's really what, as I mentioned, this book is all about. When you define your why and you define your core values and your core beliefs, what really drives you and gets you up in the morning, then all the other stuff is just building on top of that foundation. But if your foundation is stuff, like watches and Tahoes and new cars, if that's like your foundation, it crumbles really, really quickly. And I know from personal experience, because that was my foundation. I was not choosing to be happy. I kept saying, oh, I'll be happy and I'll be more fulfilled when I have all this stuff. In fact, I remember telling my dad, I'll end with this crazy story. My parents were, I'm the oldest son, and I think they were at the point they wanted to have grandkids and see me and my brothers get married. And my dad had asked me on a phone call, he's like, well, hey, son, what do you think about getting married? And I was dating a girl pretty seriously at the time. And I told him, this is embarrassing to even say, I told him 100% serious that as soon as I made a certain amount of money, then I would be happy enough and more ready to get married. And just like looking back, that is so dumb. And I did go on to make the money, the dollar amount that I told him. I did go on to make that shortly after. And guess what? I wasn't any happier at all. In fact, I just bought more crap. And that was my foundation to slowly, if you read in the book, see it kind of all fall apart and starting over from scratch and figuring out what truly makes me happy in life, which is defining the why. Defining, why you do choose to wake up and be happy every single morning. And when you do, all that other stuff will fall into place, and it'll make you a whole lot more fulfilled when you have that awesome foundation in place. So big idea is choose happiness, be happy first, and then let all that other stuff come into your life and put a big old smile on your face. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned tomorrow for episode number 15, I believe it is. Yes, that's it for the Joe Simonds Like Diamond Show.